How y'all doing? So today, January 5th, 2026 at 5:07 p.m., we're gonna do a trade analysis of today. So I had started on it. I had made a previous video, but I had to restart because I got interrupted. So back to okay. Now everybody and data is what makes the world a better place, or makes data is evolution, okay? Because you have to understand stuff. You have to understand your stats. Just like how athletes watch films, businesses have data to know if they're losing money, making money, businesses, everything. You need data, okay? So if you want to make real money in trading and you respect yourself, like I respect myself, you gotta start analyzing your trades, okay? Analyzing mean, okay, when you done trading, you analyze how you perform. Performance always has to get analyzed, okay? So I analyze my trades. I haven't been doing it recently, but I promise you, I analyze my trades because after analyzing my trades for so long, I start seeing the same mistakes that I'm making over and over again and found a solution to them, right? So, for instance, if you go to my YouTube right here, I done analyzed so many trades. Some posted, some I didn't, some on my own, So, this is just something to show you, though. Show you guys. So, like, week 1 Monday analysis, 5 hours and 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 42 seconds, right? After a trade. Week 1 Wednesday, 2 hours and more, Analysis, 6 hours, another one 6 hours. So analyze yourself, because you have to, because even recording yourself, because once you record yourself and you watch your emotions and greeds, you will see like, oh, I just got possessed by a demon, a greedy demon or a fearful demon. Because you're going to see yourself. So you got to step out your body and look at yourself and understand. And a lot of times I did that. I always felt ashamed. Like, who is this monster? Who are you? That's not me. That was not me trading. But it was you. It's just a whole nother side of you that you can't, So, let's analyze today. Yesterday, I just took this trade. It weren't my strategy. I weren't supposed to do it. The only reason I did it was so I can be able to request a payout today. So I didn't have to trade today, but I did. So today we had total of 3 trades. Win rate 33%, meaning out of 3, only 1 made money. Gross profit and loss $350. Volume 16 MNQs. Okay. Winners, 1 winner and 2 losers. Commission $16.64. Profit factor 2.1. Okay. Now, this is the first trade, 932. It was a long 2 MNQ. I only trade MNQ, right? So it was $133 loss. Net return of investment, I was down 0.13%. Okay. So when we go look at this trade, it was right here. $133.08 loss, right? It was a buy. It was 2 contracts and ticks. It was 131 ticks. I don't know what this 262 ticks mean, because if it was 262 ticks, that means I would have been down $262 because it's 2 contracts. So 131 ticks per contract. So I was down 262 then, because I traded yesterday and made $33. So I look into it. I don't know. If I was down $262 on it or 131, I gotta see. But I think most likely this one. But I gotta know how TradeZella work. I just got it. Okay, so commissions $2. Gross profit and loss negative 131. Adjusted cost, I don't know what that means. Strategy, I gotta put my strategy on the Zella skill. I don't know what that means. Price MA, I don't know what that means. Trade rating. Let me see. So I got into this trade at 25,595, which is right here. 25,595, right around here, and got out at 25,562. And the entry time was at 9:32, which is 8:32, because I gotta change the time zone on here, obviously. And exit at 9:36. So the trade was 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, a 4-minute trade. Okay. So we go right here. They gotta fix that system. Cause this. So let's go. Long position at 25,595. Right here. Right. And the highest this trade was at 145 ticks. And I got out at 25,562. Right. 25,562 right there. So soon as it hit this zone, so what is the zone? Okay, let's pay attention to the zones. What are zones? Okay, I trade only on a 5 minute. So what is a zone? This is the way I trade. It's simple, super simple. My strategy is simple. Sometimes I use zones, sometimes I use splits, but mostly recently I've been only using splits. So when I look at the 5 minute, all of this over here, all of this right here, from here to here, this for 600 ticks, that means with one contract, that whole space right there is $350. With 2 contracts, that's $600. Wait, $300 with one contract. With 2 contracts, MAQs, that's $600 you will make if it go back all the way up there. So that's a big move. 600 tick move, that's a lot of liquidity. Liquidity. What is liquidity? That's where the money is. Easy. Money. Liquidity. That's all it is, okay? So I put my zone right there. It came right here. Tap the zone. Right? See where I put my zone? You gotta put it right here where it balanced out. As soon as it came back here, I went in what? The buys. Okay? Went in the buys. So, let's see. When it came here, went up, I was up $145. And I let it come back all the way down here. Which is what? Stupid. That's the only word for it. It's stupid. Because my average trade is I try to make $100 ticks, okay? So if I'm in one contract, $50. Either I risk $50 to make $50, or either 2 contracts I risk $100 to make $100. 3 contracts, $150 to make $150, 1 to 1, okay? Now, if the trade is promising, like today, I was like, okay, let me keep holding it for all that 600 ticks. So if those 2 contracts would have went up straight up, I would have made $600, okay? So, but if my average is $100 with 2 contracts, I should not have let this trade come back down and take me out in the red. I should have at least put my stop right here at 0 so I don't lose. Or my second option would have been what? To sell 1 contract and let the other one go after I put my break even. You know what I'm saying? So managing trade. So on this trade, what did I do wrong? I managed it wrong. Okay, I managed that trade wrong. Okay, so this is on my notes. I took this trade because of a split zone at 25,582. 25,582. Once it retested, once it closed above the zone and retested it. Okay, period. Okay, so what do I mean by came back and retested it? Okay, whoa, who just asked that question? Great question. Okay, look, it's simple. This the zone right here. This 5 minute right here. This was my confirmation, unique confirmation. My confirmation was this candle came here all the way at 25,615 and closed above. And 8:30, this was the market opening, right? At 8:30, open, right? Whoop, came here. I said, whoop, let me catch it. Because it's the retest, okay? Which is dangerous also. Around open, trades like this, you're supposed to wait. Because usually I wait 5 minutes, but that trade, I just went in. So that's also something, see? I just noticed, okay? Closed and retested it at market open. Because, see, I got in the trade at 9:32. Usually I wait the first 5 minutes and then for zone show up, you know? And then for trade show up. At market open. Tested it at market open. So, usually, I wait the first 5 minutes before I get into a trade. So, what do I call that? Violation 1. That was my first mistake of the day. Point. Okay. That was my first mistake of the day. Okay. Now, the only mistake I made on this trade is that, and the second one is what? You guessed it. The second one was I was up 145 ticks, and I let the trade come take me out on a 131 ticks, 133 ticks. Well, like I said, I don't know if I had lost 262 or 131 because per contract. So look till I figure that out. What I say, I let the trade come take me out on a loss. Period. I should not have got out on a loss. So, violation number 2. So I want to find a way to make these violations red. Let me see. Beautiful. Violation number 2. Okay, violation number 2. Violation number 2 was what? I was up on and let Trey come and take me on a loss. Violation number 2. What I should have done regular, man. Okay. What I should done was to put my stop loss at 0, or put my stop loss at 0 and sold one contract, or let's just say, yeah, got out of one and got out of one contract while letting the other contract running, or left both contracts running after I put my stop loss at 0, period. Okay, so I took this trade because of a split zone at 25.582. Okay, took the trade because of this zone 25.582. It came back, retested it 25.582. all right, once it closed the zone and retested it. Once it closed above the zone, okay, be specific, above the zone. So what I mean by above, this candle right here, this the zone. This candle closed green, bullish above this line. It did not close below it, okay? Above the zone. Usually I wait the first volume before I get into a trade. Violation number 1. I was up 145 ticks and I let the trade come take me on a loss. Violation number 2. What I should have done was to put my stop loss at 0, and so got out of one contract and got out while in the other contract running, or left both contracts running after I put my stop loss at 0. Okay, so that trade That's how it should have went. Okay. So I should have had made money on that trade. I shouldn't have had lost money on that trade. Let's just say that. So the rating on this trade, what should I get this rating? I followed the entry, right? I followed the strategy, so that's 1 star. What else? I didn't wait the first 5 minutes. I was up. I lost. I'm giving that a 1. That was a 1. You know, I lost it. The only thing I can say is I gotta find a way I can be rating these. Like, say 1 is the strategy, 2, I'm gonna figure something out. But right now, based on what that's a 1. Alright. So now, trade number 2, right here. Trade number 2. What happened, buddy? How do I close this? Alright, so I gotta figure out how to use this platform. So TradeZella. I just got TradeZella, okay? TradeZella is made by Umar Ashraf. Okay. I respect the guy, okay? I didn't get his platform because he's Muslim and I respect him though. It's because it's a good platform. I keep hearing about it and I saw ads on it, okay? So so now trade number 2, $152, another $150, another loss, okay? Side, I went in a bass, okay? Right, I went in a bass. Contracts, 4 contracts. So last trade was 2 contracts. This time 4 contracts, okay? Points 18 ticks, 296 ticks on this. Okay, so 296 ticks off 4 contracts. What that is? I don't know, man. It don't make sense, bro. Cause that mean I would have been down. Cause 100 ticks, like I said, with 2 contracts is what? $100. So if you look at this right here, 296. So 100 ticks with 4 contracts is 200 plus 200 plus 96. That'll be around, like, let's just say 190. $590 on just this trade. Nah, it can't be. I gotta see this. These numbers right here don't make sense. But look, I'll see. This is how we're gonna figure that out. Because you see the last one, it said 136 ticks. So pay attention to the entry and exit. Because if I put this on here, it's a different data. Because I'm not sure this is talking about ticks. I don't know if it's points. I don't know. But I'll figure out. Okay. So this trade, let's go look at it. I went in a bash, 4 contracts. Okay. I'm not even going to mention these numbers no more until I understand them. Except for I lost $152 on it. Okay. So average entry 25,587. 25,587 is right here. In fact, we're gonna do it right here. Okay. Wait, let's look at the time. It was at 9:36. So the last trade was a 4-minute trade. I gotta see the time interval because that's something you also have to pay attention to, the time interval. Okay. So let's go right here. 25 587. $25,587. Exactly right here at 936. 836 is what it meant. Still around now. So $25,587. $836. Okay, around here. It's at 588, but 87, same number. Okay, so this trade, I'm gonna look at it in a 5 minutes so we can understand. And I exited this trade at 25,568. $568. Okay, so 82 ticks. See, 82 tick loss, and so 82 ticks times 4 contracts. What that is? That's around 170 something. Okay. I don't know the exact number, but I know how to round it because 200 ticks. 100 ticks with 4 contracts is $200. Overtime, y'all understand it, but 836. So let's see what happened. This was the 5 minute. So this, I went in a bass because it came here and went back up. I can already know what happened because what my mind was, what I was thinking, this is a split. This is liquidity also. It grabbed this liquidity. It was under the zone to grab all this money. When you see green, 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 and red, 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 that's money. It's another split right here. See? This is another split, but it's not a big split because all the money is right here. It's not that much move. So the split is like around 100 ticks. Just say 100 tick split. But you got this big split right here, which is 600 ticks. Those are the ones you want to play, okay? So this was the only trade for today. So I already know what happened. It came back above this zone, and I went in a bass trying to catch it again, okay? Yep, came back up, came all the way here, continue. So, wait, because if I got in at 25,582, we got to go back to the 1 minute, bro. At 836 around here. So what happened? It came here, came all the way here, right? Went in a bass. I went 836 around here, went in a bass, right? Went up a little and just dropped back down quick. So I had made a couple dollars. Let me see how much I had made on this trade. Probably around like $100 around there, and kept holding it, right? Trying to make all that move up there because that's what my man was. So it came back, took me out right here. Okay, so what did I do wrong with this trade? Nothing. This was a good trade. It was just a loss. Because when it came back up here, it went up. It came back at this zone. Because even though it closed below the zone on a 1 minute, it did not close below the zone on a 5 minute. Wait, yes. No. This is 840. What time did I get out this trade? 840. Exactly at 840. So while this candle was forming, that's when I went in, right? And then it came back up. So I'm trying to see, was I in the trade after it closed? Because my strategy, when it had closed down here, this red closed below this line right here, I should have went in the sales. That's what my strategy tell me. So I'm trying to see, had it closed here and I just was trying to follow, assuming that it's gonna keep going, or if this is 840, right? I got out at 840 on a loss because it came here. I believe so. I think I got in the bag even though my strategy had told me to go in the sales. I got in at what? 836. Right here. Nah. But I'm trying 836. So 835. So from 835, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Right? 41. So these are 5 candles from 36 all the way to here. It closed down here at 840. So what did it do from 830 to 835? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they did have closed below that line. Yep. I went in this trade. I was supposed to go in the sales. So bad trade. No stars. Half a star because I executed. Got to count for execution. I already know that this was a trash trade. Why did you take this trade? I took this trade because of assuming. That's why you don't assume. You follow your strategy. Even though I knew price will go up, my intuition, which it did, that's where a paradox come in trading, okay? It's either sometimes you will see and know they're going to play tricks on you, even though your strategy is telling you to do it. But that's what I'm working on actually right now. Like, understanding some days I have to follow my strategy or my intuition, but it don't work. You got to pick one and stick to it. You get what I'm saying? Even though I explain that more on that later. Okay. Why did I take this trade? I shouldn't have taken this trade. Simple. Violation number 1. Violation number 1. I went against my strategy because I was assuming. Exactly. Perfect word. Assuming. Can't assume. Follow your strategy. You're not here to assume. I got away with it. I didn't get away with it because I lost anyway. So sometimes you will get away with it. I was assuming. Point. That's violation number 1. Violation number 2. I got greedy and went in 4 contracts. But I was not greedy also. I was greedy because if my strategy told me to go into sales and I went in 4 contracts, at least what I could have did was went in 2 contracts. but I got greedy because I just lost. So violation number 2. Number 2, I shouldn't have went in for contracts after I shouldn't have went in 4 contracts after I shouldn't have went in 4 contracts while going against my strategy. Simple. Okay, what else? I got out. I follow my exit plan. Okay, so we got violation, and what will we call the other one? Cookie. I'm gonna call it cookie. Cookie number 1. Cookie. You get a cookie number 1. Cookie number 1. I exited the trade. Follow my 100-tick stop loss. It was 87 stop loss, but still around the stop loss. Okay, so that's a cookie, and I'm gonna do that for the other one too because I got out. So that's a cookie. So I'm giving this a star. The other one, right? No. This one, I will change it to 1.5 because I executed. I gave it 1 star because and a half. Just gonna leave that 1.5, and the other one was horrible. So okay. I usually found my 100-tick stop loss. That's a cookie. Okay. The trade follow my 100-tick stop loss. So 2 violation and 1 cookie, and the other one, this one also 2 violations and 1 cookie. Cookie number 1. Alright. Okay, so that's trade number 2 analysis. Okay, so bad trade, went against the my strategy. Okay, so bad. Okay, so trade number 3. I go to trade number 3. Good boy, the one that made me money. It was $618 profit, but because I was down almost 300, you know what happened. Okay, so I ended up making 333. So long 10 contracts. 10 contracts, MNQs equals to 1 NQ. So 1 NQ, 100 ticks with 1 NQ is what? $500. 10 contracts, MNQ, 100 ticks, $500. 200 ticks, $1,000. Okay? Simple math. Okay, so let's look at the entry 9:43. Let's go. Wait, it had to have been this candle right here. Let's see what time did we get in. 9:43 at 25,592. So 25,592. And it was this one right here. 25,592. And stop was at exit at 25,624. 25,624. Ooh. Boy, perfect exit. I could have made a little extra. Let's see how much extra that would have been, even though it don't matter. That's a 30 tick extra, so. But this was a 131 tick move, and I would have only been risking anything. See, when I go in heavy like this, I'm not risking 100 ticks, like 50 ticks, right below the line. So I would have probably lost $250 on this trade. Plus what I was down, I would have been down 3, 4, 5, probably 500 on a day. But I weren't gonna let it go all the way to 100 ticks because I'm in heavy, right? Because once it would have came back down to this line, it would have been invalidated. I don't care because it have to trust this line now because it grabbed the money here. There's no reason for it not to just go up. Okay, got out at 131 tick. You know, great trade. So because I was down 300, like I said, I only made like 300 on it. So, but I really made $600 on that trade. So, why did I go in the trade? Oh, grabbed the money, came here, came back up, wick, whoop, got it, went in heavy. You know, just paying attention to the market. So, was that my strategy? Let's see. Oh, yes, it was. Because guess what? When this one closed down here, I was supposed to catch the seals and made a little extra bread right here. I went against it, assuming. Now, when it came and closed back up here, that was a good trade. Okay, catch it. So, I did not go against my strategy. That was my strategy. Why did I take this trade? I took trade because oh, you got voice? Hold on. I took the trade because it was my strategy. Ooh, boy. Nice. Nice, Trey Zeller. Nice. I took the... No. I didn't have any violations. I didn't have any violations on this trade. I did not have any violations on this trade. Perfect execution and perfect exit. Execution and exit was perfect. Execution and exit was perfect. Perfect. Dot. So I'm trying to see what I did wrong on this trade. Think of something negative, but hey, sometimes you get trades like that. I didn't have nothing negative on this trade. Contract size, probably, but no, not really. So this trade rating, a 5 out of 5, buddy. So that's it for these analysis. You gotta analyze your trades, okay? You got to analyze your trades. If you respect yourself, and out of 48 trading days, I only lost 3. So if you look at this month, green. Last month, green. Made 4,000, 6,000, 1. So I'm averaging about 1 loss a month. Okay. And my trade win is 54%. 105 trades, 88. Break evens. I should have had a break even today, but 2.0 factor, you know. So that's it. You gotta put in the boring work, man. Like, that's one thing I say. The boring work, you have to put it in if you want to be successful. Put in the boring work. Because it's boring to analyze your trades, but you have to analyze yourself, you know. All right. Bye-bye.